and go.
Go where?
The intro. What's your video about?
Oh, cages.
Cages.
Cages. We're doing cages. Hey, so this is just a horse trough or a cattle trough or a stock trough. It's 110 gallons. When we bought it, they were about $60, $70. They've probably gone up now. And I'm using some hog wire and 2x4 welded wire. This is a lid. I built other lids for purposes to keep birds in, baby birds and whatnot. But I didn't like the other lid. I never really did. I had the materials, so that's what I made. So that's this lid right here. And then I have this new handy dandy gun or whatever. I talked about it, talked about getting it, and then it showed up way earlier than I thought it was gonna show. And then, so what it does is it's a hog clip or hog clamp or whatever it's called, okay? So, there you go.
Oh, I see.
You see?
Yeah. So show them the little pieces.
So they come, they're glued together, and this one's really neat. I'll share the link with the video. I bought it on Amazon. Unfortunately, you know, comes from China and whatnot, but there we go. That worked really cool. I like that. So we were talking about cages, right? Rabbit hutch. Found some pictures of something similar to this and something similar to that on the internet. I didn't like either one of them. Once I wanted to do a triangle, but as soon as I started doing the triangle, I didn't like it. It just didn't make sense in my head. So I'm gonna take this vinyl off. It works, it's very functional. However, I'm gonna use these slats instead. Got it on hinges. And then, yeah, I don't have anything locking it down right now, but it's kind of wedged in there. So if you come around. Got a nesting box here. Water comes through the sidewall. I'm working with that, and then the food situation I'm gonna work with too. But this is rabbit hutch. It's a rabbit tractor, if you will. So what I'm able to do is just very easily, slowly, because you don't want to hurt the animals. But I'm able to give them new grass just as easy as that. So I never have to change the bedding. You have to change the bedding within the nesting box, but I don't have to change the bedding in the actual hutch itself. And then all that manure, all that cold manure just goes straight to the ground, and we can rake it up, use it for other purposes. So let's go show them the pig cage. Cages. This video is all about cages. Cages. The video is all about cages. So I don't know what I was expecting, but when the pig showed up, I thought it was going to be a little bit bigger than it was. So I spent time getting the barn area prepared, because we have a small barn. We have an enclosed area. And as I was like, man, I'm ahead of schedule, everything's good. And then I saw how little this pig was, and I looked straight at her and I said, this isn't going to work at all. I've got to come up with a difference. So I went and bought hog fence. Okay, this is a cattle panel. I went and bought hog fence. There's two cattle panel hog fence, the size of the openings. Okay, and then it immediately goes to larger openings. Well, hog fence has a bunch of smaller openings and then larger up here, so they can't really climb out and climb through. So I just got the cattle for the top, just because hog only comes in 34 inches, cattle comes in 50 inches. All right. So I just cut and bent the metal, and I've got to go back through and trim it. It's a little unfinished. Where Daisy go? Lay down. It's a little unfinished for now, but it's gonna work. And what I'll be able to do is we're gonna let him. This is gonna be our garden area. Okay.
Let me pan over to
It's
where.
gonna be our garden area. That's a storm shelter. We don't do anything with the side of the yard except for mow. That's all we do. So we're gonna turn this into a garden area. We bought a wood chipper. We've already got wood chips and shavings coming in. We went out to the pasture, collected some cow pies. So I know the video's about cages, but we have so many good things going on. It's hard not to be excited for us. Hard not to be excited for us.
She's smelling over there because the pig's inside
The pig's inside the little green tote. Like I said, once I saw the size of this little pig, I was like, I have to come up with a different solution. This is a temporary solution.
It's a 8-week piglet.
Yeah.
8-week-old piglet, and
8-week-old
his name
piglet.
is Fred. We named him
His name
Fred.
is Fred. The little one named him Fred. Anyway, we're gonna let Fred tear up all this ground, and then I'm gonna take a broad fork and just turn over the dirt at that point. We've got all sorts of different manures coming in here, and it's just, hopefully it works out really well. More to come.
So there's so much wind, I just keep getting closer.
Cages.
What's it about?
Cages.
One more time.
Cages.
You can't box me in.
Please don't shut the door.
Oh, you can. It's copyrighted.
What?
It's copyrighted.
Please don't shut the door?
You can't. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't say slam.
Don't say it. Copyright violation.
I am a copyright violation.
Remember I made you.
Are you still recording?
It's part of our term.
All right, so I'm gonna rip down some of these fence boards. Fence boards are relatively inexpensive. They're meant for outdoor purposes, so I'm gonna rip it down. I'm not gonna paint or seal off the edges, so the cage will deteriorate, the hutch will deteriorate over time, but I'm gonna go ahead and rip these down into strips so I can use them, so I can screw into them, hammer into them, staple into them. I will reinforce corners and whatnot, so it will be strong structurally. So let's get started. If you mess up or do anything, de-energize your source of power. Either unplug it, turn it off, make sure it comes to complete stop. Stored energy will get you every time. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be a limb you're chopping that's got weight on it. You chop it off, it swings back, nails you in the face. It doesn't matter what it is. Stored energy is stored energy. I'm gonna call that good for now. I've got my strips. Now I can take these over to the chop saw. I can cut them to length, and then I can square out that rabbit hutch I'm doing. Boom. And like what I mean is this guy's the size of a football. Okay. He's gonna be that way for a little bit. Probably by springtime, it'll be a little bit more something to gawk at. But we've got an old barn area that's already got hog fence in. And as soon as he just doubles in size, he won't, not even double. If he puts on 10 pounds, he won't be able to get out of the hog fence. So this is just basically gonna be a brooder, but I'll be able to use this for other things, many other things, small goats, kids, not human kids, but goat kids and chickens and some other things. I'll be able to use it as a first line of defense for a lot of stuff. We've got a lot of aerial predation around here. We've got big old barn owls, or great horned owls is what they actually are, but everybody around here just calls them barn owls. We have ospreys, hawks, we have bald eagle up the road. So I mean, we've got any and all sorts of predation. We got coyotes that live in that tree line over there. They come down the creek, they come down the trees, come down all the tree lines. We've got coyotes, we've got bobcats in the area. So I mean, you just got, I mean, it's a responsibility that you have to take on. And some of the fencing we have, like that electric net fencing that I have, it's less to keep the birds in and more to keep everything else out. So it's not to zap my birds, it's to zap everything else wanting to get to my birds. And I just chased off some dogs yesterday, and my dog, bless her heart, she's not gifted in that way of being a guardian. She's always down for a good meal and a lay in the sun, but that's about it. Faster and good enough if I just get going. There he is. He smells the food, but he can't get to it. We'll see if we can't help him out with that. Hey, Brie, look what we got. So here's the early finished product. Okay, it's not finished by any means, but it's functional. It's workable. Can he pick it up? Probably not right now. He's rooting already because he's half pot belly. Kune Kunes aren't supposed to root that much. Their diet's 95% or so grass, but it's a pig. They're gonna tear stuff up. That's the nature of being a pig. It's elementary, but for the cost of a large dog kennel, I made 4 large dog kennels. Now it's not nearly as cool, not nearly as good looking, but it's functional, it's strong, and it's gonna do exactly what we need for the nursery status. Now, I bought what's called hog clips, which is the little round clips with the little pliers, so you can go snap, snap, snap. I bought those, but my corners are gonna be stronger than those clips will be, okay? Because my corners are of the same gauge material as that. So as long as you don't go back and forth with your metal, you just twist it around once, I mean, I twisted. I did 2 loops, but you just make it bend one way one time. Then you're not gonna. You're weakening the metal, but you're not weakening it to a degree that it's going to become problematic. Okay. Now you can go back and put hog clips on top of it, just to double up everything. But here's the deal with this cage. You can put this cage. You can put a bottom on it real quick, put it on a utility trailer, and then tie it down and everything else, and you've got yourself the ability to move your small animals. I mean, he's probably only going to get 100 and change pounds, 200 and change pounds, depending on how much he eats, how much he feeds, how long we have him, how long we continue feeding him, and using him for reproduction purposes. He's not an eater. He being 50% potbelly, yes, you can eat a potbelly pig, but they're more viewed as pets. They have a different fatty content, but Kune Kunes are meat pigs. So we're looking to find a Kune Kune gilt or another gilt of another breed that is a meat-heavy breed, and then we will have a 3/4 meat, 1/4 not. But at that point, it's enough of a eating pig that you can go ahead and do just that. Now, that being said, we treat our animals very well. Yes, we do consume them. Here, unfortunately, we've got a bag rug problem, which also brings in gophers and other things. But with some land management, which we're just starting to do, we're gonna hopefully eliminate some of these pest problems without chemical. So we'll see you again. Thanks for watching our channel, All 5 Degrees.